From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN Noon News.
Good afternoon and welcome to your MTN Noon News for this Tuesday. I'm Hailey, Monaco. We begin with continuing team coverage. The manhunt for the man suspected to have walked into an Anaconda bar with a rifle and killing 4 people is now in the middle of its 5th day. Just an hour ago, Governor Greg Gianforte and Attorney General Austin Knudsen held a press conference with other law enforcement agencies in Anaconda, with additional funds being released to aid in the search. Joint law enforcement teams continued to search the mountains west of town, searching for 45-year-old Michael Brown. In today's press conference, the reward for any information leading to Brown increased to $10,000. The search perimeter has expanded in the Stumptown Road area, but Knudsen says law enforcement are, quote, hunting in the right haystack, end quote, and are still treating the search as if Brown is alive, armed, and dangerous. And as we are in the middle of the 5th day since the deadly shooting, a makeshift memorial now sits at the Owl Bar, where 4 people, the bartender, Nancy Kelly, and 3 patrons, Tony Palm, David Leach, and Daniel Bailey, were gunned down. As Anaconda continues reeling from Friday's deadly shooting, one man shares what he saw right from his driveway as the violence erupted. MTN's Megan Thompson was in the area and has more from Anaconda.
It's been a tense couple of days for the residents in this quiet neighborhood along Evergreen Street that leads up to Stumptown Road here behind me, where authorities have set up an incident command in the ongoing manhunt for the suspect in the mass shooting that took place on August 1st in southwest Montana.
We've been keeping our doors locked and our outside lights on just as a precaution, even during the daytime.
79-year-old John Sestrich says he just finished painting the siding on his garage around 10:30 in the morning when he heard an engine revving outside his home.
I was cleaning up my brush, then I heard this vehicle race up the street.
The truck was heading south on Evergreen Street that leads to a dead end where motorists have to either turn back into town or head west along Stumptown Road.
When it turned up our street on Evergreen, then I heard them really take off and roar. And then pretty soon I heard sirens. The person lost track of time, but it seemed like only somewhere between 10 and 15 seconds, and then 3 police cars raced up the street.
There are several miles of residential neighborhood along the north side of Stumptown Road. To the south lies a vast expanse of public land called the Anaconda Pintler Wilderness, where authorities are in the 4th day of searching for 45-year-old Michael Brown, the man they believe is responsible for murdering 3 patrons and a bartender of the Owl Bar.
When I found out what was going on, that it's really odd that the police didn't catch him in that short a span. Stumptown Road is all dirt, and you'd see the dirt from the Mr. Brown racing up the road where he turned off or something, and so it was really odd that they didn't catch him right away.
On Sunday morning, authorities with local, state, and federal agencies utilized air and ground teams to search the area.
We've got tremendous cooperation from Homeland Security, from our federal partners, the FBI, the U.S. Marshal Service. We want to find this guy. This is a dangerous individual who has committed an absolutely heinous crime against this community and these victims.
Montana Attorney General Austin Knudsen says a reward of $7,500 is offered for information leading to the suspect, who is considered to be armed and dangerous. But John says that despite his proximity to the search location, he is grateful for the law enforcement present.
Well, I really feel safe here because the command center is just 2 blocks up. So I know the person isn't going to be right here in my area.
The public is asked to call 911 immediately if they encounter Michael Brown. A hotline has been set up for tips at 1-877-WANTED-2. In Anaconda, Megan Thompson, MTN News.
And as the situation continues to unfold, many residents in the area have been living with a sense of fear as the suspect is still out there, and law enforcement say they believe he is still alive. With more on how the community continues to stay on high alert, here's MTN's John Amy.
With the manhunt continuing for the person suspected of fatally shooting 4 people in a local bar, naturally, people in the small town of Anaconda are concerned for their safety. In fact, one local pawn shop said they had a few people come in immediately after the shooting, looking for firearms like this that they could easily carry for personal protection.
It's a nice little something you can just throw in your waistband or tuck in your pocket that you're not going to be too worried about.
The owner of Anaconda Pawn said about 3 or 4 people purchased handguns from his store the same day a man entered the Owl Bar and shot and killed 4 people. He believes the shooting motivated the purchases.
The vibe off the people that came in was, all right, well, I got the one I keep in the truck, but what if I'm somewhere and something like this happens again? I'd rather have one on me.
Investigators are searching for Michael Brown, whom they suspect killed a bartender and 3 patrons in the bar the morning of August 1st and has been hiding out in a wooded area west of town. Some residents believe it's better to carry a gun and not need it than to not have a gun and need it.
Life is short, you only live once, and you never know when someone like that will just pop up out of nowhere, even in places like this where it never happens.
Joe Kovacic stopped in the pawn shop recently, but not to purchase a gun. He just wanted to pawn his chainsaw.
I don't have a gun. I'm 77. If it's my time to go, I'm ready to go.
All agree the recent shooting is a tragedy for this small community.
We had a group of customers that came in that day, and it was too bad he didn't walk in somewhere like this where we have the means to defend ourselves. And that's kind of where we're at, is we just want to see justice.
In Anaconda, John Amy, MTN News.
Well, as we look around the northern Rockies, we still have a storm slowly but surely moving on its way out of Montana and northwestern parts of North Dakota. Taking a little bit closer look at what's going on. As you can see, we still have some more active weather in many parts of the state, especially as we move into northeastern Montana. We have some thunderstorms approaching Scobie right now, pushing over Wolf Point. Had some thunderstorms around the Jordan area too, but those are already scooting out of Garfield County into Macomb County. Circle have a chance for some showers and thunderstorms, but most of it is going to be heading toward Plentywood, also passing past Wolf Point. Then we head further to the west, also some more rain showers pushing over eastern parts of Blaine County, northern Phillips County too. We had some rain showers between Malta and Whitewater, now moving into southern parts of Alberta and Saskatchewan. But again, we're not quite done. We have a fairly clear sky for western Montana with some more clouds already pushing in from the west. Our forecast for the next 7 days coming up in just a few minutes.
Now time for today's leading look as we follow some of the other stories making headlines. A Billings teen will spend most of his life behind bars for his role in the deadly shooting during a deal over a stolen handgun. Corey Daniel Wolfname, just 15 at the time, is sentenced to 60 years in prison. Wolfname was part of a group who met in a Billings alley in November of 2023 to exchange $500 for a stolen handgun. That's when gunfire broke out and 17-year-old Vidal Yellowrobe was shot and killed. Another teen, Ruben Sosi, is serving 65 years. A third suspect still faces charges. In Bighorn County, Wyoming, a massive search and rescue operation is underway for a missing hiker. Grant Gardner of Minnesota had planned a 3-day hike through the Misty Moon Lake area, eventually summiting Cloud Peak. Gardner contacted his wife last Tuesday, saying he had reached the summit around 9 o'clock at night, but has not been heard from since. Gardner's vehicle has been located in the West 10 Sleep Trailhead area where he began his journey, but there were no signs of him. Crews have been searching from the ground and the air since last Friday, but say poor conditions due to weather, terrain, and altitude have made it very difficult. Anyone with information or who may have had contact with Gardner is asked to call the Bighorn County Sheriff's Office. Malmstrom Air Force Base may be in Montana, but its mission reaches far beyond. On Monday, that mission took center stage as Senator Steve Daines met with base leadership. There, the senator touted a major boost from what he calls the One Big Beautiful Bill. MTN's Madison Collier has the story.
What this mission has done right here in Great Falls to prevent the bad guys in the world from doing something that they would regret. Such an important deterrence. It's all about peace through strength. That's what this base is all about.
Senator Daines says the work happening at Malmstrom is critical to national security, and a recent defense bill includes key funding updates for the Sentinel project.
But also we'll be talking about the investment made with that One Big Beautiful Bill, where we made a couple of $1 billion investments. This bill that we passed with President Trump will be helping us with this Sentinel upgrade to make sure this mission then is upgraded to prepare for the threats for the next generation.
Daines says his current conversations with leadership focus on progress and challenges, and he's prioritizing speaking with those directly involved.
This is a very, very important upgrade, this Sentinel project, to one of the most important missions we have in the U.S. military, and that's the nuclear triad. And of that third leg in the stool, the ICBM mission is the most important leg of the three legs.
Daines says his visit here sends a clear message that Montana's voice matters when it comes to deterrence, readiness, and taking care of the people behind the mission.
Montana. And this mission here in Great Falls is one of the most important military missions we have in the nation.
With long-term missile upgrades underway and national defense front and center, Daines says Malmstrom will continue to play a key role in keeping America strong. Reporting from Malmstrom Air Force Base, Madison Collier, MTN News.